好，安尼无咱就要来开始哦，哈。Are you guys ready？ 拢会使。好，安尼好，咱今仔日吼是咱第168回世界台湾文化论坛。啊，今仔日的节目特别有较特别啦吼，咱要用英语含即个台语做伙来讲哦。这是安那？他会安尼呢，就是有一边吼，我含 Eric ，Eric 伫遮 ，Eric 敢袂当举手一下？
伫遮。
好 ，Eric 是阮即个 TUF 的理事，伊嘛是 TAP 的会长哦。较顶下也介绍较详细吼。因为差不多1-2个月前即个 Weekend In Taipei 是一出动作片啦吼。内底有赛车有啥物物件？伊要第一遍要来洛杉矶的戏院要办，所以 Eric 伊透过这个 TAP 伊是做会长嘛吼，所以伊就是安尼去办这个会，你办的过程我讲伊足厉害的对啦，伊安尼1个月的时间用200点钟加起来办一场有足国际性的这个酒会伫迄个东汤 LA 遐，我就即马就拢要招这少年来参加咱论坛嘛，我就来讲，Eric， 你敢要讲台语，我就含伊讲，伊讲了个会使啦，那个袂歹啦吼，伊一提就我讲好，我讲伊实在是足勇敢的吼，我是咧甲鼓励，咱即马咱若要做一个 entrepreneur 要创业拢要有即种毋惊困难敢试毋惊失败的即个精神啦所以今仔日就是即个云端，就是讲现在较会要有即种的台语、英语双语的即个论坛就是安尼来。佫一个原因就是讲，咱即马即个论坛刷来即个时间拄好阮加州的人较拄好啦无有时咱拢透早7点，我拢足歹势招阮住加州的人出来，因为透早7点才会起来。咱即摆是拄好下晡，伫加州拄好是7点，伫台湾应该是11点好，安尼今仔日要开始的方式就是讲咱有拢总包括我家己，阮有4个 panelist， 4个舞担人一位就是 Jim， 嗨 Jim， 你好，Jim 阮
大家好，
大家好第2位是 Eric 恁拄则有第3位是迄个 James， 伊还佫咧赛车，伊听讲伊是San Francisco 要赛倒去到 LA。
你好，
你好伫遮所以伊即摆袂当第一条，即摆伊咧赛车所以正常的方式就是讲，阮大先阮4个人会差不多伫遮呢，互相安尼做一寡 small talk 啦加减安尼讲一下，互相问讲你啥物人啦，你对当时搬来美国啦，你咧做啥物啦这基本的问题这大部分我尽量用台语讲啦讲袂清楚用英语讲嘛袂要紧啦即摆来可以来因拢要介绍因较专业的啦迄个时阵可能因的台语的 vocabulary 可能较无够咱就较体贴因来讲较侪英语咱就较体贴若听无的时阵咱毋通说你爱甲问啦你甲问的时阵伊毋才有法度人加减讲几句台湾话安尼啦好，安尼无安尼咱就好，安尼开始啦安尼是毋是我先来问 Eric 啦你好，你是伫遮生还是伫台湾生？
我是伫遮生，我是伫罗汉基生。
安尼袂歹你台湾话佫讲了会使哩咯
我是听我的阿公阿嬷伫听的时阵我伫5岁到6岁时阵听我阿公阿嬷对
安尼过来你伫学校的时阵，你敢有机会讲台语？
无啊，我学校拢是讲英语尔。
你敢有住过北州过？你拢住伫加州，还是讲我知影你走宿者所在你
有啊。
迄时阵你拢是加州，还是讲你是 工作了后，你较搬足侪所在。
我搬去做侪所在，去Texas 啊、New York 啊，有蛮6、7州啊，6、7州。
6、7个所在哈。
Yeah。
你是做啥物工课？你较需要搬较侪所在？
我是伫银行，我是伫银行啊，伫 Capital One 啊。
Capital One 咧做代志啊。
对。
我即摆知影讲足侪即少年人即 tech 嘅 talent 哦，足爱去银行上班咧。
现在Capital One 伫被 Discover 啊银行啊，然后我是做like software engineer product 迄个代志。
我迄阵啊吼，我会记咱咧开会了，我来面咧开讲嘛吼，我来就讲Eric， 你有一工啊无咱来用台语来讲吼，你就讲好，你迄阵啊你的感觉是安怎？即个老伙仔小可 crazy， 即款说一个遮 crazy 的代志。
讲台语是无做简单，因为我你袂当去 online translate， so 不简单learn 家己 learn 这个language， 因为安尼是做重要，一直 practice。对，看别个人 practice 安尼。
其实吼，即马吼有一个好消息啦，就是讲你若甲迄个罗马字吼 romanization 学起来，台湾 romanization 学起来吼，伊即马要全是足紧的啦。
真诶。
足准的，我即马就是讲，我即马咧用罗马字来写，来翻做英文足好。其实即马英文要翻做台语嘛，袂歹。其实咱的 romanization 吼，就是讲我咧讲的白话字吼，伊足难啊。所以基本上就含 Spanish 小可共款。你若是讲会晓读吼，发音出来就是差不多准啦，无像英语遮尔复杂啦。你有啥物问题要我问无？
我无这个，那你是伫美国几年啊？
我吼1977搬来的，我想你毋知迄阵毋知生啊未，可能还未生。1977
哇，那安尼做侪当啊。
对。
你是台湾你是台湾还是美国较which one do you like more？
我
对。
It depends。我是感觉我即马住在美国是袂歹啦，真舒适啊。毋过我嘛拢会关心台湾的代志嘛，所以毋则讲咱会有即个platform 哈，咱是叫做 World Taiwanese Culture Forum 所以即马就是讲各地朋友会当透过即个 platform 来讲一寡台湾的文化安尼啦吼。James 可能搁咧赛车，无我来 James 也搁咧赛。OK。
我今仔伫 gas station 内底。
我咧啊。
无要紧，会使讲话。
好啊，无你甲大家小可介绍一下好无？你自我介绍一下好无？
我是 James， 我嘛是 Eric 共款伫美国生但是我细时阵伫香港读书吼，18岁的时阵转来美国，迄个伫USC 读书，即马伫 Oracle 上班。
Oracle 上班OK。你
大家好。
你袂歹哦，你讲台语讲真好哦。你含即个 Eric 拢是伫 TAP 嘛吼？
系啊。
你敢会当甲大家介绍 TAP 是啥物物件？是啥物款的组织？
台湾话讲遮歹讲诶。
我见你会当讲我英语。
我英语讲好啊。Taipei is like a organization that's helping bring Taiwanese Americans together. We do a lot of events to bring the community, and we want to create more awareness, right, for the Taiwanese community, because it's such a struggle for Taiwanese and Asians in general in the U.S. And so some of the things that we're trying to do, for example, by collaborating with Weekend in Taipei, we were able to get a lot of people, about nearly 400 people, to come join the event and spread awareness for, such a amazing film, right? And so, yeah, it's a bit about TAP LA.
OK， 所以简单讲就是讲 TAP 就是讲 Taiwanese American Professionals 这打开始大部分是拢是要互一个已经开始咧上班的这少年人做伙。我因拄开始我的印象伊是大部分拢是差不多是较 party oriented， 都大家 together having fun。毋过愈来愈好，因办的活动我是感觉讲足 amazing 的啦像讲 ，Eric 你可能会加减知影，你即马最近伫迄个 San Francisco TAP， 敢是要办一场活动，你敢会当甲大家介绍一下
会使the San Francisco TAP 有一个 TAP SF 它有create a culture event to showcase Taiwan culture the Union Square 这个 event 有5000个人5800人去参加so 我当5 years before 开始那从500 1000 2000到5000 6000 so very successful in helping others understand our culture
这真好你这迄个 LA 嘛有 TAP 所以这是全美国拢有就对啦
对有做这大 city 都有 TAP 对
拢总有几个 chapters
有13个对
我捌去参加过几场，打开始的时阵，因为恁 TAP 拢会来TUF 请 grant， 所以我来感觉知影讲恁在做啥物物件。
爱做这种大 event 的有做些。
好，安尼过来我来含这个迄个 Jim 开讲者。Jim 你无简单呢，我感觉你实在是无简单呢。我感觉你实在是足侪所在会当互我读习啦。你会当家己甲阮介绍一下，家己自我介绍一下。
我台语嘛点仔闹开，因为我差不多6岁7岁为台湾来美国。所以拢是住在美国伫厝内底有当时是嘛是讲台语大部分是因为以前是嘛是甲 Eric 同款是甲阿嬷敢会晓讲台语，所以就是有迄个机会去用即马讲台语讲较少。
OK， 较顶我先简单甲Jim 介绍一下我讲伊无简单是安那，伊本地是读 Asian 迄个 American History， 敢是study Asian American Study UCLA 伊即马咧做啥物？你敢知？伊即马是迄个美国上大的赛车电缆公司叫做 PRI 的总经理个进前是伊是。创办一个叫做 Formula D Formula D 伫全美国每一档有几场8场有8场国际上敢有赛车场 outside of US
阮甲一个日本的公司partner 所以因每年 Six races.
Six races. Wow.
Yeah.
啊，你最近打去台南嘛？哈，你最近打去。
Yeah, and 我小等会当有机会会当讲较济是即马这甩尾这种比赛吼，开始因为阮做即马22档是世界是上大的做这种比赛所以有这种机会去别国家teach them right 阮做的这种方法用阮的这经验带去别所在这摆回去台湾就特别因为这是家己的所在 right like return to the homeland 会当 bring back 我家己我做的这种代志pretty special so
好，安尼真好，较顶下会当听你搁讲较详细啦吼。所以咱今仔日刷落去，咱就是有迄个 Eric 和迄个 James 因要甲恁介绍因这第二代看法啦可能本来一寡讲着讲，因安那替即个 Weekend In Taipei 即个电影当美国广告啦刷落来，咱较请 Jim 来讲我煞尾我有一点有关即个台美人的历史甲我的看法甲大家分享。好，安尼无咱是毋是请 Eric 请你来讲好无来，我时间交互你。OK， 你爱拍开麦克。
是你要 present 还是我？
你开始讲 OK。你是讲迄个
presentation。OK，
好，我替你用好。
好，谢谢。爱去第一个，
等一下你还未看到吗
无看到。
看到OK， 安尼会使无？你等一下。
无。
毋对。
毋是第一个。
OK， 安尼会使无？
无 change。安尼有啊。
OK， 好。
OK，今仔日大家好，我是 Eric James。就讲会讲今仔日好莱坞无做者外人这个是做重要的代志，因为别个人无看到台湾人还是外人的电影还是电视就无not able to
就唔知影台湾人伫咧想啥吼。
对，袂当想阮是想啥。安尼是别个人喊我，就是毋是台湾人喊我，就毋较分开的。so 因为安尼是做重要看到台湾人伫电影。
OK。Let me know if you want to change slide.
Yeah. Let's do that. So second, just click on the second one. 这个电影是叫做Weekend In Taipei。安尼这个电影是第一个电影是全部伫台湾filmed。First 好莱坞的 电影的台湾的 film， 台湾 film 全部在台湾的 film。然后因为安尼，我觉得是做重要帮promote 这个电影。
Okay, so you mean that all the filming process was happening in Taiwan?
This is the only film that has been filmed entirely in Taiwan. That's a blockbuster Hollywood film.
But why you say it's a Hollywood film? Isn't it that the investor are from France and Taiwan?
Yeah, so the Taiwanese government itself invested in this movie, but the reason why it's important is because certainly Taiwanese movies have been filmed in Taiwan before. There are many of them, but it's the first Taiwanese American blockbuster in terms of amount of screenings that's been shown, over 1,000, that has happened where a film was filmed entirely in Taiwan.
Wow, okay.
And that's important because most of the time that means Taiwanese culture and the setting of Taiwan is not shown to others, such as Hollywood and the American public and Western countries as well.
So how many theater has screened this film so far in the US?
比1000个较大
1000个片放过 ，OK，
对，
全美
国1000个片，
对，
哦，你们未少呢，哈，
对，
所以who has the distribution right? Who control the distribution of this film?
So both it's actually different companies. If so the新movie studio start 叫做 Formosa Studios， 然后这个 Formosa Studios 是its mission 是被show 台湾的beauty, Taiwanese scenery. Their mission is to show Taiwanese culture, and Shine movie studio, Welly Yang ga director George Huang Kaishi Jide studio.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you want me to play the clip?
Yeah, this is a trailer.
The trailer.
Can I look inside?
Yes.
No. Inside.
Joey, my love.
Happy birthday.
We were able to recover nearly 400 kilos of heroin.
Damn it!
I don't know why you married him. Sometimes it's easier to forget the past.
Whatever broke your heart is not coming back. It's been 15 years. Your beloved son is the snitch. What are you doing here? How did you find me?
Mom, who's this?
Mom, you have a son?
You're in danger.
I'm just gonna need a minute. I haven't seen you in like 15 years.
Bring me my wife. Kill everyone else.
Raymond, meet your son. John, meet your dad. What?
What?
He's supposed to be dead.
Give it another minute, kid, and your mom will take care of that.
Are you really my parents? You're stealing cars and he's punching everyone? How did you two meet?
I was a cop. The driver of the car was your mother. You sure that was our first kiss?
Yes, I remember. Why don't you? You're in trouble now.
We're meant to hide, remember?
You're the expert.
Okay, let's keep going. 那差不多3个月前，就是迄个 George 加 Welly，就是 director 加 producer of 这个 movie， reach out to tap. George 就是 bottom right， 然後 Welly 是就是 bottom right， 这两个人。Yeah. 然後they asked us how they could plug into the Taiwanese community to be able to help showcase this film. And since we have similar missions, we really wanted to promote this movie, to be able to, again, we felt GDP showcase a lot of Taiwanese culture. and so the challenge though was 有一个位点去create all of what was needed, like 爱食物件还是因为这个电影是有足多的水的跑车，阮有和足多人以 Jim bring 这些跑车来这个 event to again showcase the 电影，然后it was difficult because there were so many people and things to do, and so there was a very short time frame to put all of this together. 但是有400人来参加这个 event.
Okay. Return the page.
Yeah. And so why do we do this? Even though 是做困难的initially, 因为most people in 好莱坞是白人，所以开始的时阵不简单，因为people just they don't take you seriously because 不华人啊台湾人伫遐，所以在讲话的时阵不简单啦，但是一定爱it is important to start somewhere, right? Because if you don't start, then nothing can build off of it. There is no start, right? And when you create something, others 别的人 are able to 看到你在做什么，然后别的人 maybe also try to follow suit, right? Even if what you do isn't the best or isn't successful, that doesn't matter, right? What is important is that you try and help others see that there's others like you out there trying. And so that's why that's important, and why we all should, again, represent Taiwanese culture as much as possible.
Okay, that's great. So, Jim or James, do you have something to add on or to ask?
Yeah, I think Erica did a great job summarizing, the reasons why we did this, and it was a very successful event, and we really were able to bring awareness and to showcase Weekend in Taipei, the first Taiwanese blockbuster in Hollywood. So, yeah. Does anyone have any questions that they want to ask us?
Okay, 我想讲，你敢袂当搁甲遮简单搁用台语搁讲一遍？James，
讲，
你拄则讲的遮那个简单讲一，或者台英语较听无的，会咱遮台湾的乡亲吼。
歹势，我袂晓讲，你会使互我 translate 一点嘛？
哦，安尼，基本上伊是讲吼，讲迄 Eric 吼介绍甲真好啦吼。即个电影吼，会当互咱安尼台湾乡亲吼，拢会当安尼，会当斗阵，会当做伙来看就是电影吼。所以伊是感觉讲这袂歹就对了吼。伊 approve Eric 所讲。哦，迄个 team 吼， 曾先生，你有想讲要发言一下哈？欢迎，然后你来。
好我发，我袂记讲什么，发
言。
一个伊是咧讲，因为这个电影毋是单是较特别，是因为这是伫美国的公司和美国人看，迄是上重要的理由。这个电影较重要，因为台湾人有做足侪电影，伫台湾拢会当看，就来美国是较无足侪机会，互美国人看台湾的电影。所以这是一个方法。台湾做的电影，嘛会当经过来美国，安尼因做个有好，后摆安尼有一个电影伫台湾人做的，用这个 Formosa Studio， 因就嘛会当互别的美国的公司、美国的电影片的位通看这个电影。
多谢 Tim。
多谢。
Tim， 你敢是美国生的还是？
我美国出世啊！
你美国出世的哦，无简单哦，你台语讲得真好。
因为我的爸妈含我做伙咧大，我就足一机会通训练啦。
安尼真好真好。拄则你咧讲得真对啦吼，因为咱台湾的电影，你若拍了出来，你若讲干来台湾看，还是讲你甚至来到美国，你若干来台湾人看咧，嘛无啥意义啦吼。所以拄则 Eric 讲有，我问 Eric 讲，你有几间电影 theater have screened your film? It got more than 1,000 theater. That's amazing. Yeah. So the next,
我住伫 Baltimore, Maryland. 我有机会通去普通的美国电影片去看。我嘛有朋友去别个位伫 Maryland， 毋是伫 Baltimore， 伊嘛去看。所以这伊讲的是足准。
安尼好。
你看了啦，哈！你看了讲 ，besides is an action。OK， 歹势，我想要练英语，所以我讲英语，恁讲台语。阮这个 theme 就是讲out of comfort zone， and my comfort zone is speaking in Taiwanese. So today I went out of my comfort zone, and I also challenge you guys, to practice some Taiwanese. Of course, some. Professional, subject is difficult to express in Taiwanese, especially for, you guys second generation. So anyway, I want to ask you, okay, what is your thought after seeing this movie? Now, what kind of Taiwanese culture have you experienced, from this film? Tim, I'm asking you.
我的感觉，这个电影有互你看足水的台湾风景，嘛是会当看台湾的市、台北市是像普通的世界的市共款，所以互别个人伫美国，因为像我的爸妈的年岁朋友的美国人。足济嘛，佫无了解台湾是一个 modern society。所以这个电影嘛会互你看，这是台湾像别个市伫全世界共款安尼啊，就毋是，所以这两个方面我一定有看到。
哇，真好。Jim, have you seen the movie?
Yeah, many times. 我感觉 Tim 讲的 points 就very important。因为就是美国的好莱坞公司去台湾拍这个 movie 互毋是台湾人看的，是爱世界人去看是 it's like normalizing Taiwan。你想讲像就即马较 popular 就是 like K-pop， 韩国的 K-pop。K-pop 本来是跟韩国的 cultural， 跟韩文only in Korea 的这种 popular 的 music， 变讲 it's normal， in the world， 你听美国的普通的 radio station 冇 K-pop 的 music，so it's important to make Taiwan culture。Taiwan scenery normal for people outside of Taiwan.
That's great. Thank you for your sharing. Hey, I see
Yeah,
Mr.
我有一个问
Robin P. Raise your hand. Is that Robin?
Yeah. 你好，我想要问一个问题啊，我会使用台语问一解嘛，用英语问。有关这个台湾人的代表性，这个主题。我想要问讲，这个讲者，恁感觉讲，除了你家己是台湾人，你伫遐伫一个 white space， 伫一个无啥台湾人的所在，安尼就算讲是做到台湾的代表性嘛，还是佫有别个物件，别个行动是佫真重要。So my question is regarding to the manifestation of Taiwanese representation in places where white majority, very, very few Taiwanese American there. Like, does the presence itself meet the representation? If not, what's more?
好，多谢你的问题哈，是毋是 Eric 还是 Tim 哈，还是因这几位看有人要回应无？
I'll take a stab at it. So I think in general, a representation is not always accurate. So that is important to call out and understand, right? But I think, especially if there is good intention, it is important to, like I said before, do our best to try to represent as accurate as possible. And so, you know, that may lead to differences of opinions or understanding of what that interpretation is. But however, any sort of good intention on representation is important, right? And there's some things that are simple, right? Such as showing Taiwanese scenery, right? There's no like political sort of like leanings or anything to that. It's just showing beautiful scenery. And the point I'm trying to make with that is identify with beautiful scenery and great food, right? Like pretty much anyone identifies with that. And so if you bring out elements that all people can identify with, right, then you can connect with them, right? You can connect with them, just like Jim brought up music, something that many people identify with as well, right? And they now connect to K-pop and music, right? Then they feel a connection towards the culture and now the people, right? And so, you know, I'm not saying this film absolutely represents Taiwan perfectly, but I think it does do a good job in representing it in some ways, right? Such as through scenery and such as through food that other people can identify with easily.
OK， 我简单讲一下，我来翻译我解释。这个 Eric 的意思是讲吼，这到尾啊，这个 representation 吼，无一定拢是足正确啦吼。啊，其实咱就是有迄个机会，互人看台湾的风景，听台湾的音乐，吼，还是离足侪别人的所在。啊，伊凡是台湾嘛，拢毋捌去过，介绍咱会当 raise awareness 哈。啊，事实上艺术还是电影，咱毋是宣传嘛哈，毋是 propaganda， 啊，所以是 up to the viewer to have their own interpretation. Am I right? OK， 啊，佫有人有啥物问题无 ？OK。好，那无咱就要 move on 哈。啊是 Robin， 你敢有要 follow up？ 你有一个机会当 follow up。
我感觉有 Ben， 我感觉 Eric 这个回答真有帮助。
真好 ，OK， 好。安尼我 stop sharing 哈。啊，你个 Tim 你来 get ready， 好无 ？OK。
好。
我插一个话啦吼 ，Today's， you know， 这个咱今仔日这个 forum 吼。其实实在是足困难啦，因为吼，伫美国内面有两个 first generation、second generation or third generation， 咱要沟通就足困難。啊，其中一個上困難的原因就是 language 啦，吼。啊，所以咱今仔日就是咧試，所以 I'm trying to, out of my comfort zone, I will try to speak English, and then I challenge the second generation to speak Taiwanese. And so far, I think we are doing okay. Okay, Jim. Now time is yours. Okay.
Okay.我有这个 slide， 所以我会讲 maybe 较紧，不过讲这种work 的这种 technical 不一定较困难，所以需要你 help me out。所以
不要紧啊，所以我是讲你感觉用台语较困难、较 technical 物件，你用英语讲。啊，咱遮足侪足够讲台语跟英语的，像讲 team， 我看伊足够的。
OK， good。
所以当加加把你倒翻你一个哈。
对，大人歹势，头拄讲，因为我足细汉就一直来美国，讲台语无一定较困难，所以at a very elementary level. So let's share screen. Okay, 安尼有看到。
有看到。
有看到 ，OK。Okay, so I'm Jim Lau， 廖俊杰，我是我来读 first grade, so been in Southern California all my life. Went to UCLA. 听住 Simon 講，我開始是 actually 我去 UCLA 是economics。不過今年after the first year， 我感覺講pretty difficult. UCLA Asian American Studies, and then to me, I thought was very interesting. So what I majored in cars. So 我開始打電話去做這種like car related racing 公司。And then I was able to get an internship at a magazine company, a publishing company. 開始去just doing analytics and sell advertising. So I did very fortunate that I did internship 變成講did a job. The publishing company taught me a lot about advertising and marketing. 這是不是我喺大學睇代誌 but lots of hands-on help and experience. So it opened my eyes to the car industry and car market. I loved events. As a young person, I 就愛去看比賽，去car show. So I left the magazine company and went to a racing organizer. We put on racing events. I was there for only a couple of years. Same thing, selling sponsorship. And then I went to another event company. They did car show, but 這個公司迄個時陣做足好嘅，有甲足大corporate company 做因嘅 sponsor， 所以我 interest 去下去學講應該 how do they sell to 這種 level 嘅 company big company。
也可能是小可不好哈。我先去。
Yeah, I paused. Sure.
Okay. 會使。Okay， 你個講看咩？
好。
我
pause 一下，好無？還是咩？
Okay。好，安尼好無？先停者。主要伊是咧介紹講，伊本地伊是讀迄款迄個經濟學，了後講無趣味，我轉去讀迄個。伊美國人嘅 study 嘅學習，到尾有機會去佇雜誌公司，咧專門咧做即個介紹車嘅雜誌嘅公司上班，佮然後伊第二個頭路是去一間專門咧迄個辦汽車展覽嘅公司，佇遐伊有機會去學到講要安怎甲即個足大間嘅公司要安怎甲因賣廣告。 啊，免那边计较。Okay, now move on.
Okay. Actually, I should say, this theme, the comfort zone, really important because, at least, for me, why the career path, is not normal, and it's always been very, uncomfortable because sometimes the setting is very challenging for an Asian person, and even a young person in some of these jobs. So I'll go back to the. So I started with my partner I met at the previous company. We started a marketing company. So luckily, when I had relationship, was pretty good. So we were able to have some good clients at the very beginning. And then again, because I think we've been very lucky that through working with some of these companies,因为我的关系跟这种这个日本的赛车类的一种公司有good relationships. They introduced us to the Japanese company to produce the drifting event in the US. It was very successful, but the Japanese company did not want to continue working with us in the US. And so we started a drifting series of our own. So, Simon, why do I pause periodically?
你会使讲，因为拄仔我甲你停去是你的 connection 无好，听无。
Okay. Sorry. Come on. Okay. So, the 2003, same partner. 我开始一个公司叫 Formula Drift. Formula Drift 是甩尾的比赛，Bí-kok 的比赛。And then again, a comfort zone. So there's a couple of things. Drifting, 这所谓的 Bí-kok 的世界的motorsports, the racing industry like that, pretty new. So when racing is already new to a lot of people. And then Bí-kok, a racing industry, also is very older white male dominant. So almost all of the actually all of the major racing companies, racing series, are all led by older white male. So this sign is Bí-kok 上大的无同款的这种 racing company, and those three are the CEO or the president of that company. And then even in globally, the Sè-kài a racing. Asia, aside from Asia, there are no Asians that lead a motorsports, a racing series. And so why I have these three companies. So what's of interest for young people is social media. So Formula Drift is social media number 2, Bí-kok. So compared to these three major series, which is run by these three people, we're number 2. And then I think in the world we're number 5. So we're quite tech forward with the audience. So in the last 22 years, we've produced over 200 races. It's our 22nd season. There are drivers from all over the world. We live stream to the entire world. We've brought drifting, as Simon mentioned, we were just in Taiwan, but we've brought drifting to 14 countries, and we are the largest drifting series in the world. That's why like a quick clip here.
That's right, we're back on the streets of Long Beach, but you can hear the actual vehicles ripping here on the streets of Long Beach. It's game time. Delivering on that third out of show. The sun is setting on one of the drivers, but it's rising for the other. Ready, gets intimate with the wall. 1, 2, a little off that second outside zone. Now into the third outside zone. There's Frederick. He dialed in that third outside zone. That's what he's been escaping it all week.
So that was just a promotional video for one of the events last year. Simon, should I pause right now or continue?
我简单迄个看法记会起来。伊是讲吼，伊而且要做这个行业拄着足大的挑战啦，吼。第一就是讲，伊即马要甲这个甩尾，就是讲这个 drifting 的这个赛车吼，要介绍来美国，因为迄当时无人知有这种 sports， 所以这是第一个挑战。第二个挑战就是讲，伫这个赛车界吼，大部分拢是白人，佫是较老的白人吼控制。伊一个少年囡仔，佫一个亚洲人吼，要进入去这种行业吼，迄嘛是一个真大的挑战吼。所以伊招一个含一个白。可是白人的少年囡仔吼，伊嘛是算少年的囡仔，伊两个做伙创业，创业这间叫做 Formula D 吼，即马到当若讲伫 social media 吼，因的迄个电子力啦，因的 follower 吼，算起来是算个讲第2名的啦，是输 F1 吼，敢是敢若输 F1 的尔吼，
Yeah, Bí-kok 是美国上大的是 NASCAR， 伫个世界F1 是 number 1， 所以伫个世界阮是第5、第4、第5。
第5 ，OK， 所以是这无简单吼，一个台湾囡仔要来美国创业，会当做到这个成就，是应该是无简单。我咧反正毋知有闹交啥物去无？介先无人有抗议，所以我应该 OK 。好，安尼你会当 move on 好
OK。所以即马我so Formula D it's still operating。今年是第22档的 season。不过我3档前我是 I stepped down as president， but I'm still the co-founder and I'm a board member. But I had the opportunity to go to a trade organization, and we produced the largest motorsports trade show in the world. It's called PRI. But the organization, very similar to the traders association. It's very similar. So when a parent company is called SEMA, they do the SEMA show in Las Vegas every year. They're one of the biggest associations in the country. But if you look, this is the board membership, the board member. The only diversity is male and female, but as you can see, they're just all white Caucasian members of the board, and that's who leads this organization. But back to PRI, we're the largest motorsports trade show in the world. Trade show from all Bí-kok state, Santa kok-chè attendee 有来这个 trade show. Yeah, so this is kind of the profile of the show, and this is what the show looks like.
We are in Indy at the Convention Center for
PRI. 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 PRI.
Everybody wants to perform, everybody wants to have the best parts and pieces, and you have a group of people out here at the PRI show that are very intelligent, they're very motivated, driven, work hard.
This is the one place every year we can come see racers, we can see our friends in the industry.
If you've never been to PRI and you're looking to meet people, make sure you get out here. There is over 3,000 booths out here.
We are here. PRI, one of the best shows of the year. This is racing. You walk the halls, and if you don't love racing, I am sorry, this is not the place for you.
So I'll just end. If this is not about this is not about me. I think it's just important, as we talked about, even with what Eric mentioned with Weekend in Taipei and normalizing Taiwan, normalizing Taiwanese faces, is there's some recognition, but not much. And yes, there are some like car magazine recognition and local TV, but still amongst the Asian American community, Taiwanese American community, the type of career that I have, and a lot of people have very unique career, it's still not very celebrated, or there's not much exposure. So I think that's very important to make awareness of what where Taiwanese people are involved in and what type of work they're in, to make it again kind of more normal and more common, more regular for people to see.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for your presentation. And for those who don't understand what PRI is, okay, just look at their parent company, SEMA. Okay, SEMA, because I was in auto parts business, I went to SEMA, annually, and that's huge. I mean, that's a huge venue. Okay, the car maker, and then the auto parts maker come from all over the world to attend that show. Okay, Eric, do you have something to add on, or you want to have any comments?
No, I think
how about James? Do you have any comments? Okay, and I see Robin Lee raised the hand. Robin, please open your mic and talk.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to say thank you both for this sharing. It's really inspiring. As a 1.5 Gen, it's really cool to see you you're charting charting new areas, true frontiers, and yeah, it's really encouraging. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other comments? Okay, then if no, I will move on to my presentation, and after that, we have a chance for open Q&A. Okay. So then share.好，安尼会当听到我，会当看到无 ？Can you see my slides? OK， 刚看会到，我回答一下。
有看到，
Okay. So Eric has covered the last 4 slides, and in this presentation, as I have mentioned, that I want to challenge myself, so I will do it, in English and in Taiwanese, both. Okay. The theme of today's, is we want to out of our comfort zone, and then we want to talk about, the ABT story, how we break through the status quo. And for first generation like me, we have to defy the status quo, and we have to move on to this across the ocean and then face a lot of uncertainty. 所以今仔日的主题咱是要讲台美人的故事啊。台美人的故事第一点、第二代咱有面对无同款的挑战啦第一代是讲咱按台湾搬来变做讲尼语言文化拢无同款所以咱爱真有决心啦咱爱对咱这个现状，咱爱感觉讲咱这个现状无偌好我有想要改变是讲我现状虽然是袂歹，虽然真 comfortable 毋过我无爱佮继续安尼对 business as usual 安尼所以爱敢去面对挑战第二代拄则因两位拢有讲过所以因爱面对的困难和第一代无同款，虽然语言文化无问题毋过因伫即个美国主流的社会，毕竟原来是爱有一寡迄个所讲的迄个 glass ceiling 爱去突破所以我想要来讲这个故事啦是讲咱过去咱若讲到你讲家己，咱讲咱是 ABC 是华侨啦我昨昏我拄含迄个一个尤先生，一个尤博士咧讲尤博士伊是伫1990年开始咧推广即个伫咱即个人口普查，美国人口普查爱伫即个添 others 佮伫遐佮添即个 Taiwanese 安尼较会当去民国即个美国的即个人口调查局甲因算作是台湾人伊较家己虽然是讲伊的背景是安尼伊较家己讲伊咧看申请即个护照的记录伊讲 birthplace 迄当时伊嘛是添台湾添 Chinese 所以是讲像讲阮即代即摆80几岁、70几岁、90几岁即个人因迄当时的认同我想是抑阁无讲足清楚毋过呢伊即摆搬来美国了后哇无即个台湾的概念力的限制因家己伫美国甲醒起来所以怎变做讲American born again Taiwanese 是讲我即摆我就是一个 American born again Taiwanese 当然阮即摆佫生出来遮会佫落来就是真正讲一个 American born Taiwanese 甚至到即摆抑佫足侪人对即个 ABT 即个概念抑佫毋知影伊嘛是想讲这 AB 伫美国生的就是 ABC 毋是安尼Okay, so in this slide, I think the slide explain for itself. Many people in my generation, because of the brainwash, by the KMT, in the school, in the media, we thought we were Chinese. So when we come to the United States, then we have access for more different information, so we are kind of awakening, and realize that we are Taiwanese, we are not Chinese. So we call this kind of people American born again Taiwanese. So it's ABAT, and then our offspring, of course, they're born here, and then they're called ABT. So actually, ABT, it will include the American-born Taiwanese, and then their spouse and their family. Okay. 我即马来看这个数字啦这是这个美国统计局人口统计局的报告啦所以你看伊这若讲是2000当的时阵是差不多25万人啦这个到2200当的时2020当的时阵有差不多30万人。我拄则咧个含这个，我咧个有博士请教的时讲，这种数字实是绝对是无正确无遮尔少So when I was talking to Dr. Yu about this numbers, and he said, well, this number is totally underestimated because when he was doing the campaign, to ask Taiwanese people to fill in, Taiwanese in the census form. At that time, they estimate that the Taiwanese population in the U.S. is about 200,000 people, and then he kind of laughed. He said, "Oh, just look at your family, photos. When we arrived, we have 2 people, and then now after maybe 30 years or 40 years later, if we look at our family photos, what is the real growth of the Taiwanese population in the U.S. Okay, and the next slide. Okay, 这张这数字这是 Pew 的 research， 或者是 PU， 台湾叫啥 ？PU 什么迄个民调公司啦你甲看伊这有几个 column， 咱来讲这个 race 啦这个 race 是安那呢？就是讲较主观的你主观讲你是台湾人这 birthplace 应该是较客观啦这是你对一搭生嘛咱用这两栏来讲就好啦你来看伊这个差不多20当差不多20当伊增加 47%， 就是讲主观认为台湾人的人增加 47%。不过呢，你若是讲 birthplace， 这算较客观嘛你对一搭生伊较增加 22%。所以按这搭看起来，咱会当讲，这20当的中间开始感觉认同家己台湾人的是台湾的 race 的人是增加足侪啦你看，若这介少加起来差200万嘛你看400万减到200万不是啦40万这差不多20万，差不多加20万人会感觉讲我家己是台湾人的认同所以呢，根据这张这个 Pew 的 research， 这是较民间的这个研究伊估计是讲2019大概差不多有58万的台湾人若佫包括含这第2代都刚生出来应该差不多要到70万的台湾人到今仔日我想这个数字唔定安尼，因为最近这几当台湾的认同感觉开始一个骄傲感一个英语感这几当增加足紧，所以应该是会佫较济啦So in this chart we can see that the race, the growth rate for race is 47%, and the growth rate for birthplace is about 22%. So we can kind of interpret that during this past 2 decades that more people are they switching from identifying as Chinese or other Asian right now because of the Taiwanese pride. The percentage that want to identify them as Taiwanese race has increased, tremendously. Okay. Okay, right. The next one. 这是差不多离美国大都市的这人口因素啦。咱个move on。我今麦要来 share 一寡叫做 cultural DNA。今麦开始有人咧讲是啥物款是文化基因哈。文化基因就是讲咱咧遗传，毋是干那讲咱的这个生理上的这个基因，某一种的文化基因啦哈。我写伫遮啦吼，咱台湾人吼，伊是过乌水沟吼，当然这嘛是个争议啦吼。伊足侪是原住民无过乌水沟吼，不咱会当用来讲，过乌水沟、过太平洋的族群啦吼。So it's a race that crosses the Blackwater Ditch and the Pacific Ocean 吼。伫即个过程的中间吼，因开始在地化吼，就是。脱离中国，搁入来台湾，入美吼。这我想，这嘛足侪是精神上的吼。有诶是按中国搬来，还是讲伫台湾，伊嘛是搁无法度通去脱离迄个中原意识吼。毋过对着即个民主化，因开始入去即个台湾人的即个文化吼。当然咱即个美国搬来美国的人吼，咱就是入去美国的文化。我讲个另外一个，咱台湾人吼，即个一个 cultural DNA 吼，就是用即条歌啦，最重要就是爱拼才会赢啦吼。就是讲咱无爱搁维持现状啦吼。现状虽然小可爽快毋免改变吼，安尼毋过，这有时维持现状是毋是一个 option 吼？搁咱台湾人一寡好诶个性啦吼。咱的 DNA 吼，我想咱足kind，足善良吼，足好客吼，足 hospital， 个足 humble 吼。毋过即个 humble 时啊是咱过头 humble， 然后变做讲袂输，互人感觉讲咱的 self esteem 较低啊，伤过头客气吼，嘛有即种情形啦吼。So in this slide, I want to talk about ABT's cultural DNA. And of course, we are immigrants. We came from, a small portion of the Taiwanese came from China, and then some of our ancestry, they crossed the Blackwater Ditch and the Pacific Ocean, and then we become Taiwanese and they become American. And I think one of the trait, of Taiwanese people is, we fight hard, we work hard, compare with other, ethnic group, and then, we are kind, and we are hospitable, and we are humble. Although sometimes, we are too humble, and that, some people will think that, we are lack of, self-esteem or self-confidence. Okay, in this picture, it shows that from comfort zone, that you want to leave the comfort zone, when we go to the growth zone, it's kind of painful, facing a lot of uncertainty. And then after that, from the comfort zone to the deep water, sometimes we have great success, just like Jim and just like Eric and James. Okay, but sometimes, we have failure. We face failure. Okay. 所以我即摆用这张图吼来说明啦吼。这张图趣味啦吼，咱就是讲，这是咧话讲是雅各含迄个以色啦吼。咱会看到讲伊两个，你就讲用红豆仔汤吼，你也看到吼。这其实台湾的汤匙啊吼。这是一个 magic bean 吼 ，magic bean 就是迄个 Jack and the Beanstalk。我是爱咧想讲吼，雅各啦吼，这雅各伊本地是第二个，伊含因听过以色是上生仔囝，伊敢万才几点钟出世尔，所以伊的 伊的这伊就是变做讲，伊所有好康的拢因遐个摕去啦吼，所以就真毋甘愿吼。所以在即种的 birthright 吼，其实实是真无公平啦吼。看你出世是啥物款时间，啊，你八字毋对，啊是讲你八字足重，你就当做啥物款。啊，你若出世是无共款的家庭，啊，像出世无共款的国家，无共款的文化吼，啊，咱的即个命运吼，就足无共吼。啊，毋过即个雅国内面，伊就是毋甘愿，吼，就是毋甘愿，就是毋认命就对啦吼。啊，所以伊除了用嫁某，用即个一碗红豆仔汤，啊，兄哥换做即个做大囝的身份，吼，啊，搁落来，伊伫咧逃走，因兄哥咧甲约，啊，咧逃走的中间，啊，去拄着含伫梦中含一个半神半人吼，咱会使讲代表是上帝吼，伫遐相演吼。我到尾煞演遐上帝吼，啊，到尾啊，上帝甲伊讲，啊，你即摆以后吼。你的名无要叫做雅各，你要叫做以色列吼。啊，以色列意思是啥物款？就是拄好，就是爱拼才会赢，你就是爱奋斗，啊，你才会当继续生存啦吼。So you know, in these pictures, you know, it shows, you know, two figures. The left one is probably refer to Jacob, and the right one is referring to Esau. And as we know that, you know, Jacob is not, you know, satisfied, you know, with the status quo. So he tried to use a bowl of bean and then trade, you know, with his brother, you know, for the birthright as the elder's son. And then later on, you know, he has, in the dream, he fight with God, and then somehow he won, and then God said that, well, from now on, you know, your name will be Israel, and the literal meaning of Israel is persevere. In Taiwanese, that means 爱拼才会赢. Okay. So the next one, so you know, we have to be careful that, you know, what we are fighting for and what do we define success. You know, we should use our own term, okay, and then you can either from, you know, the perspective of those from others, or from our own, and the beyond. Okay, 安尼我即马的差不多就是介绍到这吼，啊，欢迎大家来讨论安尼。简单讲，就是讲咱台湾人吼，基本上就是有几个特点啦，吼，就是安尼咱足勤俭、足拍拼吼，啊，这是算咱的一个特点。啊，咱有时咱嘛讲足好客，啊，足善良、足肯人帮衬啦，吼。So, Tim, I see you raise your hand. You know.
我咧问哪个敢是迄个 Epistle of James，the Bible。因为我唔知哪个是啥。
雅各，James 应该是迄个，应该是啦，应该是。但是迄是 Old Testament 的时阵，就是咧讲着因迄两个兄弟的故事啦。
我等下看你字典，我唔知影，我等下咧用迄个字典咧看。
对，啊，毋过迄个雅各迄就是新约吼，所以可能是无共款，可能是共名啊，但是可能是咧讲无共款的人啊，呀。好，咱阁有差不多几分钟的时间。
我真好奇，就是讲是安怎你会用即个 birthright 即个概念来继续讲即个代志。
哦 ，birthright 就是讲，我感觉讲 birthright 这种物件其实是足无公平啊。哦，咱生出来，咱生伫台湾，哈， 啊，你有名就差不多安尼。你若生伫印度，佮无共款的 class， 就是你有命运就是安那。啊，毋过咱移民就是讲咱虽然咱生伫迄个所在，啊，毋过 we find that something is not right, and there is a better opportunity for us。所以这就是 immigrant。所以咱台美人基本上就是一个移民造成的一个 race。啊，所以这种的这个族群哈，基本上就有一个 cherry picking 的 process。所以是第一代移民，我感觉拢袂歹啊。咱若讲咱去看咱的这个，咱讲用 material success 啦哈，啊比较起来 ，first generation 这移民来物件，会比无移民的更较好啦哈。Generally speaking， 我是会感觉安尼，所以我会去甲用 birthright 的物件来讲这个咱的台湾人的台美人的故事安尼就对。啊，当然失败的嘛足侪啦吼。啊，你就是 greater， 你就是讲 big risk big reward， 啊嘛。后来咱叫他就4分钟了哈。
My name's JR.
Oh,
and
hey,
question,
yeah, how are
yes, yeah, good. Thank you for you, young generation, give us this informative thing. Question I have is before I joined this session, I never heard of this film, and I'm wondering if this film has been advertised in Taiwan or in America. I lived in Houston, but this is the first time I've heard of this film, and I'm thinking that even this is for Americans, but I think if Taiwanese community would know this film, I think spread the message, having people coming to see the movie, it might also increase the self-esteem of Taiwanese, upbringing our self-esteem. Thank you.
Yeah, this film was marketed in the US and Taiwan. However, I think there's a lot of learnings to be learned from how to market effectively in the States, because it was the first time that, again, a Taiwanese-centered film was in the States. I think there's just a lot of learnings that the studio is going to take away from, and probably be able to be more effective and being able to get that message out. I think they understood their limitations, and that is partially why they reached out to figure out how to do that better in the community, and why they reached out to me as an example. But they did have a red carpet premiere in Taiwan and in the US as well to try to showcase this film. And it was released at this point over 4 months ago, I think, around 4 months ago for Taiwan and about 3 months ago for the US.
Yeah, this film just reminded me of another film that's been a couple years back, and the name is The Taiwan Betrayed, by Will Diao. I'm not sure if you guys know, and the thing at that time the film, well, in my opinion, that doesn't show the well, but at least they advertised that. I think it's a little better. At least among Taiwanese community, we all know there's a film in America. We even get all the Taiwanese community to promote this film in the local cinema. Now we kind of purchase the tickets and give away to all Taiwanese people, Taiwanese community, and to kind of promote this film. And I think you could follow follow, maybe get into contact with Will Diao to see how they promote this advertising avenue. It's just my 2 cents.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. The film is called Formosa Betrayed, right?
Yeah, Formosa Betrayed. Yes. It's not Taiwan Betrayed. Formosa Betrayed.
Yeah, I think maybe the reason is, the target audience is, the general American market, and whereas, the theme of Formosa Betrayed, is more for, Taiwanese audience.
Yeah, there might be the reason.
Maybe that's the difference. Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion, by promoting this film in Taiwan, I think in Taiwan we all have this concept that everything coming from abroad, especially if the film was made in Hollywood style, I think that would also promote our self esteem or self pride, if you would. That's just my thinking. Okay. Even not targeted white American people, but also could be from external and coming back to our internal, just kind of bringing our Taiwanese pride. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, last question. Okay. Tim, go ahead.
The movie Big, and there's a Kano and Taiwan, but why is it we can't see it marketed properly in U.S. Hollywood? The really what's blocking? Because I don't know. In the Bí-kok, 我唔知你有看对迄个电影 Big， 我感觉迄是足好的电影。啊，结果一位的tōng-chok在扮。Yeah, it's like this terrible grassroots effort just to get a really good quality movie shown. And even Invisible Nation, I know Welly and Formosan Studios is trying to promote that. 赶快 okay, we'll organize it here, and then we get one showing, right? And it's such a hard barrier. Why is it so hard? And I know you guys did an amazing effort to get Weekend in Taipei out, but what's blocking? What's the disconnect between a quality cultural work in Taiwan, or even among Taiwanese American mixed back and forth, and the distributors in the U.S.?
Yeah, I'll take a stab at it. At the end of the day, movies for most people is about entertainment, right? And so, what is entertainment for people? Something they can relate to. People don't generally go to movies to learn, as an example, right? And again, that's why I think most of us on here keep talking about representation, and why culturally representation is so important. And so I think there's a barrier because, on average, the American audience probably doesn't immediately connect to something when they think about Taiwan. In fact, if I'm being honest, the average American audience probably doesn't even know a lot of simple details about Taiwan, such as where are we in the world geographically, right? And so that's why any effort to try to continue this representation is so important, because the more that happens, the more the groundswell continues, right? And the more everything, right? All ships rise up with that. And so we see that a bit in Asian representation, right? Over the last about 5 years, I would say. And not a huge amount, but there definitely has been some shift, right, in the entertainment industry. And that would be lovely. And we want to continue to promote and push that for Taiwan as well. And so, your question about why doesn't it not succeed? Well, frankly, it's because people don't look beyond. They don't even give it a chance, right? Invisible Nation is a great film. I've seen it myself as well, and it really connects with me deeply, right? But for most people, they're not interested to learn about Taiwan. Maybe even because they don't have whatever it is, Taiwanese friends, Taiwanese culture, all of that, right? And so that's why continual connection to people outside of us is so important. Look, we on this call already know about Taiwan and its amazingness and why we identify so much and so gladly with it, right? We are very, again, kind people full of a lot of things to give others, right? But that's why it's so important to share that with others and not just among ourselves, right? And so others get exposed, right, to what we have to bring,